Dear students, welcome to our virtual class of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. Here I am Sonali Shankar Kamre from Varshanagar, Mumbai Public School. This is our 6th standard class and I'm going to teach you history topic. So before start, I would like to ask some questions on your previous knowledge. So my first question is, where are the Barber Caves are located in India? I repeat my question. Where are the Barber Caves are located in India?
Then Bihar.
Very good, Bihar. Very nice, beta. My second question is, who was the founder of Maurya Empire?
Shri Gupta.
Repeat it. Hello?
Shri Gupta.
Sri Gupta. No, wrong answer. Okay.
Chandragupta Maurya.
Ma'am, Chandragupta Maurya.
Very good. The correct answer is Chandragupta Maurya. Very nice. Now my third question is, what was the capital of Maurya Empire? What was the capital of
Patliputra.
Maurya Empire? Patliputra. Correct.
Patliputra.
Very good. Very good. It means that all students have learned about the Maurya Empire in your previous lecture. Is it correct? Okay, now I'm going to teach you about ancient kingdoms of the south. So now I'm going to share the screen and you will see the PPT of our lesson. Our lesson is about history topic, the ancient kingdoms of the south. Okay, the topic is ancient kingdoms of the south. Here here are some learning goals are given. It means learning goals means what you are going to learn from this lesson. Here 3 points are given. So who will read the first one? Anyone read the first point of this learning goal?
To know trade during ancient times, trade a person buys things from where they are made and sell them elsewhere is called trade.
Trades, very good. So first point is to know trades during ancient times. Our first goal is we should learn about the trades of that ancient times. Trades means what? Here a person who buys things from where they are made and sell them elsewhere is called the trades. We all know that seller means that person who sell the things and the customer means that person who purchase the things, and the trades we have learned now. The second point is kingdoms along the coast. Here we are going to learn about the kingdoms and also the kings of that period. Third one is to understand the time period of dynasties. Okay. Here, three dynasties are given. First one is Chair, Pandya, and Chola dynasties. Second one is Satvana dynasty, and third one is Vakatak dynasty. So let's see what is given in the first one dynasties, that is Chair, Pandya, and Chola. See, this is the southern part of our India. This is a map of southern part of our India. Here, the pink shaded part shows the Pandya dynasties, and that orange shaded part shows the Chola dynasty. And here also the Chera dynasties region is also given in the different color. Everyone can see this and observe the map of the first dynasties, that is Chera, Pandya, and Chola. Now the first one, Chair Dynasty. Chair Dynasty, it is a it has a time period from 4th century, uh, 4th century or before that. 4th century BCE is given. BCE means before common era of the 4th century. The Chair dynasties is was present. So second point is kingdom occupied the portion of both Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The Chair dynasty's portion was occupied with where? At the Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Vanji was the capital city of Chair dynasty. Vanji, it is the name of a capital city of the Chair dynasty. In the periples of the Erythraean Sea, here it is name is given. Periples of the Erythraean Sea. I am going to first tell about the what is meant by the periples of the Erythraean Sea. Here you can see Erythraean Sea is the Red Sea, and it means a handbook of a Red Sea. Here you can see the book is mentioned in this screen, that is that periples of the Earthian Sea shows that uh, uh, Red Sea, and it gives information about the trade that went on along the Indian coastline. So in that book, what is given in that book, mentioned that Muziris was an important port in the Chair dynasties. In the Chair dynasties, Muziris was an important port. Why the Muziris was a important port? Because on that port, the export of spices, fuels, and the precious stones to Rome and other countries of West. Export means the things are went from that Muziris to other countries. Here there is a emblem of Cheras is given, that is bow and arrow. There is an emblem. Emblem means there is a symbol of the Chair dynasty. There is a one particular symbol is given for the dynasties. Here the for Chair dynasty there is a symbol of bow and arrow. Now the next one, Chair dynasty is mentioned in inscription of the Maurya Emperor Ashoka. In the Maurya Emperor Ashoka is also mentioned about the Chair dynasties. Okay. Here Ashoka, I'm going to share the screen of the Ashoka, the great Ashoka, the great emperor. All the students have learned about the Ashoka in your last lesson about the Maurya Empire. Here, what is given about the Ashoka? Ashoka is the Emperor Ashoka the Great lived from 304 to 232 BC and was the third ruler of the Indian Maurya Empire, the largest ever in the Indian subcontinent and one the world's largest empires at its time. He ruled for 268 BCE to 232 BCE and became a model of kings in the Buddhist tradition. Ashoka was the follower of Buddhist tradition. I already explained the what is meant by the periples of the Earthian Sea. Here, everyone can see that what is meant by Earthian Sea. That blue shaded part is shows the Earthian Sea, and the periples of the Earthian Sea was in the 1st century of CE. Now, second point is Pandya dynasty. Here, the Pandyas rule over the southern region of modern day of Tamil Nadu. In our modern day of Tamil Nadu, that Pandya's rule over the southern region. Madurai was the capital of Pandya's. Madurai was capital of Pandya's. And again, the emblem was the fish. Pandya's dynasty's emblem was the fish. And also in the Pandya dynasty, there is a high demands for the quality pearls. Now the Chola dynasty. The Cholas control the central and northern parts of Tamil Nadu. The Chola means the leaders of that dynasties controls the central and the northern part of Tamil Nadu. Their capital was Urayur, which was near to Tiruchirappalli town. And here also the emblem of Chola dynasty is given, that is tiger. In that period, in the Chola dynasty period, tiger was their emblem. It means sign of that, symbol of that Chola dynasty is tiger. The Cholas also mention in efficient navy. And in the Chola dynasties, there is a famous king, that is King Karikala was the famous king of the Sangam Cholas. See, in this peak, you can see the three dynasties with their three emblems. So first of all, tell me what is the emblem of Chola dynasty? What is the symbol of Chola dynasty? Yes, in this pic, everyone can see symbol of Chola dynasty. Here, what is given? Here there is a map where the each dynasty's name are given, and also there is a flag with their names. The flag shows their symbol of that dynasties. First one Chera. Chera's flag shows the bow and arrow. Arrow आपको दिखाई arrow. That arrow shows that Chera dynasty. Second one is the Chola. Chola dynasty's flag shows the symbol of tiger. This is the emblem of that Chola dynasty. And third one is the Pandya. Pandya's symbol is fish. The emblem of that Pandya dynasty is the fish. Now let's see what is given in the Satvana dynasty. Satvana dynasty is here. Here in this map shows that Satvana dynasty mostly ruled over the Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra and other states also. Let's see what happened in that period of Satvana dynasty. So, anyone read the first point of Satvana dynasty? Yes. Anyone can read the first point of Satvana dynasty? Read.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, you may.
The Satvana rule is believed to exist between early 1st century BCE and 3rd century CE.
Very good. Here, the Satvana rule is believed to exist between from your first century of BCE. Here, I already mentioned that BCE means before Common Era, and 3rd century of CE. Okay, the Satvana's time period is from 1st century BCE to the to and 3rd century CE. Okay, now the second point. Read again. Yes, another student read that second point. Yes, who will read?
The Satvahana kingdom
Huh?
chiefly comprised of
Chiefly, huh?
modern-day Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Maharashtra.
Very good. The second point shows the extent, shows the a region of the Satvana dynasty in our India. Where was the Satvana kingdom? The kingdom was chiefly comprised of modern day of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Maharashtra. Good. Now the third point. Yes, another students, by another students read the third point.
Their capital cities varied at different times. Pratisthana, Prasthan, and Amravati were the capital
Capital.
of
Satvana.
Satavahana dynasty.
Very good. So in that Satvana dynasty, what happened? The capital cities are changed as per the times. Here, the first sentence that their capital cities varied at different types. Varied means change as per the different types. And what happened? The first one, the Pratishtana, now in the correct Sujana Paitan, and Amravati were the capital of that Satvana dynasty. These both cities was the capital of were the capital of that Satvana dynasty. Yes, read the next one.
Shimukh was the
Simuk.
founder of the Satvana dynasty.
Very good. Simuk was the founder of the Satvana dynasty. Very good. The founder, who's the founder means the Simuk was the founder of Satvana dynasty. Okay, read the next one.
Then were the first negative India ruler each excused their own coins with the protest of the rules. Rule.
Portraits of the rulers. Very, very good. They were the first native Indian rulers to issue their own coins with the portraits of the rulers. Satvana dynasty's rulers always issue their own coins with their portraits of the ruler. Portraits means one kind of image of the rulers. It means that rulers gave a different kinds of images or signs as per their native place or their portraits, and in their coins also, that coin legends were in the Prakrit language also. Here there is one example of that coin. This is the Satvana's dynasty's coin. Everyone can see that on that coin there is the symbol of a sheep is given. So this is also the portrait of the that rulers. They given us some symbols to that coins. Okay. Now in the Satvana dynasty, there was a famous king that is Gautami Putra Satkani. So what is the speciality of that king is he gives mother's name before their own name. It means, for example, if any boy have Rahul, boy have named Rahul, and his mother name is Sita. So like that, he gives us his mother name before his name. So here, so what happened here? The Gautami Putra gave gave mother's name before their own, and he had defeated to Shaka king Nahapana also. He is described as Sri Samudra Toya Pit Vahan. Here, one sentence is given, that is, he is described as Trisamudra Toya Pit Vahan. Here toya means water, and the whole sentence shows the meaning that it means those horses have drunk the water of the three seas. The three samudra toya pit vahan means the person whose horses have drunk the water of three seas. And which are the three seas? First one is the Arabian Sea, second one is the Bay of Bengal, and third one is the Indian Ocean. It means that three seas drunk by horse, that king leader. It shows the it shows what we say can leadership of that Gautamiputra Satkarni. In the Vakataka Empire, here I show a map of that Vakataka Empire. The blue shaded line, blue shaded line shows the outer boundary of Vakataka. Vakataka. Here you can see the Vakataka empires. Now the third one is the Vakataka dynasty. So the Vakatakas were Brahmins. The Vakataka were Brahmins. Mostly they are Brahmins. The rulers are the Brahmins. Okay. Read the second point. Yes. Any students read the second point? Yes. Anyone?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, beta. You may.
The origins are not clear, with some claiming they are northern family, while others claim they originated in southern India.
India. Very good. The origin are not clear, with some claiming they are a northern family, while others claim they are originated in southern India. It means that origin of that Vakataka dynasty is not clear. Still, it was not clear. Why? Because some claiming means some are saying that that Vakataka dynasties are belong to the northern family, and some are saying that no, they are originated in southern India. So actually we don't have the exact origin of that Vakataka dynasty. Yes, read the next one. Yes, read the next point of the Vakataka dynasty.
They have Sanskrit and Prakrit inscription which are similar to those belonging to the
Southern Pallavas. Yes, they have Sanskrit and Prakrit inscriptions which are similar to those belonging to the Southern Pallavas. Here in the second point, what is given that Vakataka dynasty's rulers are not belonging exactly from the northern family or not from the southern India. But still, what is given in the third point, they have Sanskrit and Prakrit inscription. It means Sanskrit and Prakrit language, some characters or explanation are given which are similar to the southern Pallavas. It means they are nearby to originate from the southern India also. And also no records of the Vakatakas have been found north of the Narmada. And there was no any record was found from the north of Narmada also. They are also mentioned in the Puranas. The Puranas also mention the Vakataka dynasty. So let's see what the extent of the Vakatak kingdoms. Yes, read the first point. Yes, who will read?
The Vakataka kingdom extended in the north up to Malawa, and Gujarat in the south
Malwa,
up to Kolhapur.
very good. The
And
Vakataka
Gujarat in the south.
kingdom. Okay, very good. The Vakata kingdom extended in the north up to Malwa and Gujarat in Malwa and Gujarat, and in the south up to Kolhapur. It means the extension. It means the rulers of that Vakata kingdoms were spread over to the north and south. In the north part, they are extended their ruling area and Gujarat, and also in the south part they are extend their ruling area up to Kolhapur. Okay. Okay. Next one is the Vindhya Shakti, that is the founder of the Vakatak dynasty. Who is the Vindhya Shakti was the founder of the Vakatak dynasty. Now, in that Vakatak dynasty, there is a famous king also. That name is Harishen, and that Harishen's minister, that is Varahadev. Here, one name is Varahadev is given. Varahadev is a minister of that Vakatak king Harishen, and Varahadev was also a follower of Buddhism also. He was follower of Buddhism, and and the cave number 16 at Ajanta was dug at his instance. His means at the Varahadev's instance, at the presence of Varahadev, that cave number 16 at Ajanta was dug. Anyone knows where is the where are the Ajanta caves are located? Yes, anyone knows that where are the Ajanta caves are located in the Maharashtra? Yes, Ajanta caves. Anyone? I think in the Maurya Empire also the name was mentioned Ajanta cave. The Ajanta caves are located in Aurangabad of in the Maharashtra. Okay. Now let's see what are the literature in the Vakatak dynasties. Literature has more impacts on the peoples at that period also. So first one was the Setubandh. Setubandh, it was composed by Pravarsen second king, and the second point is the Meghdut. Meghdut was composed by the Kalidas. Now let's see what are the recapitulation. Recapitulation means today's in our lesson all the students have learned about the three dynasties. First one Cher, Pandya and Chola dynasties, and second one is Satvahana dynasty, and third one is Vakatak dynasties. Okay, now I'm going to ask some question which I taught you now only. So if you know answer, then give it to. The first question is Muziris is blank on the coast of Kerala. So you want
Port.
to yes, very good. So quickly you gave the answer. Muziris is a port on the coast of Kerala. Now tell me what which are the things are export from the Muziris? Yes, tell me the which are the things are export from the Muziris? Huh? Now give the quickly answer. Which are the Muziris? Which are the things are export from the Muziris port? I told you. Yes. Which are the things are export from the Muziris? I will give hint. Yes. Export of spices again. Export of spices, pearls, and the precious stones are export from the Muziris to Rome and other countries. Okay. Now the second question.
Yes.
Read someone. Yes, read the second question.
That
May I?
was the
Wait,
founder of
wait. One by one.
dynasty. Satvana dynasty.
Wait. Second question is King Blank was the founder of Satvana dynasty. Who was the founder of Satvana dynasty? Ashoka or Simuk?
Shimuk.
Very good. Simuk. Simuk was the founder of Satvana dynasty. Very good. Third one, Meghdut was written by whom? Pravarsen or Kalidas? Yes. The Meghdut was written by Pravarsen or Kalidas?
Kalidas.
Kalidas, very good. Kalidas is the correct answer. Again, the blank was a follower of Buddhism. Who was the follower of Buddhism? Hari Sen or Varahadev?
Harishen.
Uh, Wrong answer. Again,
Var
think
Varhandev.
Varahadev. Why? Because he was a follower of Buddhism also, and he at his presence the cave number 16 at Ajanta dug. Is it correct? Okay, very good. So this is the whole some recapitulation questions which I asked to all students. Now here there is an assignment I am going to give you. That is, first question is write down about your favorite historical place. Write down your favorite historical place. Historical place means any place which is your favorite. That is, for example, Ajanta Verul or Taj Mahal or any other things also. Okay, write your own opinions on your favorite historical place. Second one is the what goods were exported from the Muziris port. Yeah, I hope these questions answer no by each students. Okay. Third one is find out more information about Ajanta caves. Okay. So this is our class, and I hope you understand the three dynasties. And in our next period, I will teach the next portion of this lesson. Okay. So thank you.